and a guy that consistently can improve. He's still young. Operating that mid range, that midi is just silky smooth.
It is. It is.
Smooth. He's like 41% on catch and shoot threes. He's about 50% or 51%, something like that, on pull ups, which is really impressive too.
Yeah.
But he's not like from the field and just three in general this year. His numbers are down. He's not shooting the 45% he was the previous year. But still, he's a guy that,
I think around 30, right? So 25, 30, something like that. Yeah, around there.
So so this season he's having the dip in production, but I really do believe that can be improved, right? I'm not saying that he'll get back to 45% like he was, last season. That's kind of a bit of an ask.
Yeah.
But can he get this season? Can he get to like 36%, right? Because right now this season he's shooting around 33, 34%. Is what he's shooting from 3-point range. And in the Lakers game, he shot 1 of 3, which is 33%. So, I mean, yes, I'd like him better, but if he instead of getting to 45%, can he get to like I said, can he get to like 35, 36%? So he's like, a little above average. That mid range is going to open up so much. But before we get more in depth into like the trade and breakdowns, what are your general thoughts on the Rui Hachimura trade? How do you feel about that?
No, I like it, and it's funny because I think the stream before we were talking like, oh, it's probably going to be a trade that like nobody really like know, it's probably gonna be like a trade that like we hasn't really like got talked about, and sure enough, you know what I mean? It kind of came like out of blue. I think at one point there was like a murmur of it, but nothing really got, it wasn't really big. But no, I like it. I think that this gives us like the big body we need. And I like he's a big that can run the floor, and he's solid. Like he's kind of like an enforcer. And kind of like I was saying on the other video that we posted on the channel, I think that this is going to help out like specifically like AD and LeBron like so much. Like his numbers aren't super amazing. I think he's averaging like 13 points a game, but my thing is like his defense, he can shoot the three decently. So I think he's kind of like our mid-tier 3-and-D. You know what I mean? Like not a great 3-and-D. Like he's not the best, but I still think he's like, better 3-and-D value than anybody we have on our team, like kind of right there with like Russ, even though I think he's a better shooter than Russ, but in terms of like the defense and stuff like that. But no, I think it's gonna be great. I think the biggest thing for us is that height, because I watched that game that he played. It was beautiful. It was like when someone drove, we had like all the big bodies in the lane. I think at one point we had Bryant, AD, then with him in there, it's like we're kind of building a wall. Like you kind of know, hey, I'm not going to penetrate. I'm just going to have to force. It's going to have to force the offense to shoot like a deep shot or like shoot a mid range, which is great, and I kind of like that. But now we just have to kind of get on the perimeter. But no, I like what I've seen so far, and on the surface level, I do think it was a great trade. Both teams kind of won. I don't think we really lost anything. Like I said, the 3 seconds, I'm not too concerned about that. But yeah, no, it's gonna be huge. I think this is gonna actually be a pivot point in like our season. Like mark my words, like this point right here. Now, do I think this is like the golden egg in the basket? Not necessarily, but I do want to see another trade additional to this. I think this was actually a great step, and I love it even more that like it wasn't something that we all saw coming. You know what I mean? So it's like this, and then that's how we know like the front office is truly up to something. Like they really are. Like they have something up their sleeve, and they're probably working something more behind the closed doors. But no, yeah, overall great trade. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we talked about, I've talked about it here. I've talked about on my channel, the As It Stands Lakers channel, all those things. Like we don't know what's going on behind the scenes day to day. We don't. Like, we're just going off of like rumors that the janitor told some reporter. Like how good of a reliable source is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we don't know, or we don't even know if they're just making these reports up. You know what I mean? Like we're going off of reports that may or may not be true. We don't know what Rob Pelinka's phone conversations are like. We don't know what he's operating on. We don't know what the asking prices are. Like so many people are like, go do this trade, go do that trade. But in reality, like you got to keep in mind, like it takes two sides to do a deal, right?
Yeah.
Like it would be great if Rob Pelinka just could call up a team and just go, "Hey, we're gonna give you Russ in a second, and you're gonna give us this, and this. Done. Sending over the paperwork. Boom, click. And then like that's it. Deal's done. Doesn't work like that, unfortunately. So, but the fact that he was able to get this deal without having to give up any, like he didn't have to give up Patrick Beverley, which is our largeable size trade piece. Didn't have to trade Russell Westbrook. Didn't have to give up both first-round picks. It was some second-round picks, and we got a guy that can help now, but also for the future. The big issue the Lakers have
because he signed to a 4-year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but to a 4-year.
No, he will. They're going to re-sign him in the offseason. The plan is to re-sign him. He hasn't signed it yet, but there were reports that came out that the Lakers are going to sign him to a new contract this offseason once the summer's up, because then he becomes a restricted free agent. But when it comes to just like doing this move, the Lakers finally got a piece that they can build on and continue to move going forward. And the problem the Lakers have had is just so much roster turnover. Year after year after year, you have no stability. And so many people will bring up like, yeah, but if we do, like, say we do a Hornets deal or we do a Spurs deal or we do whatever, right? And people are like, yeah, but if you do that, you got to build that chemistry all over again. Yeah. And to that, one, it's easier to integrate role guys that are coming in just to play their role than it is like, a Zach LaVine who now is coming in and going from being the first option to the third option. That becomes a little awkward because now he's not getting the same amount of shot attempts. He's got to find ways to be more effective. Like it just becomes a little awkward. But, a guy like Bojan Bogdanovic, who his role right now is to every time you catch the ball, shoot it. That's going to be his role with the Lakers. Yeah. If LeBron or whoever passes you the ball, shoot it. So his role doesn't change. It's just the only thing that you got to learn is where does he like it? Where's his shooting pocket? If I pass, does he like it high? Does he like it low? Does he like it right? Does he like it left? And you're building that development, right? Also, what this does is it gives you, if they do a big deal like that and a big roster turnaround, then at least you have this team for the next several seasons. So let's say it is too late and they can't get the chemistry you need to win a championship, right? Yeah. And like all the pieces are there, looking good, but they just seem awkward at times, right? Yeah. Usually what happens when you don't have the chemistry. Okay, that's fine because you have an entire offseason, or you have the rest of this season, an entire offseason, an entire training camp, an entire preseason to get it right. And now you're going on a run for, hopefully the next